Jeremy Sylvester here from Urban Dubz Music and loopbacks.com. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a quick two-step beat in Akai's MPC Touch and live. But before I get started, please hit the subscription button above and the bell notification button to be notified of all the shows on the channel. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to make a quick two-step beat in the Akai MPC Touch or MPC Live, whichever one you have. This is the old version, but it's exactly the same operating system in both of them. So yeah, first things first, we're going to set the tempo, usually set the tempo 130, or anything between, say, 128 and 132. I'm going to set it for 130 on this one, okay? I'm going to set the bars, number of bars, the pattern length to 4. Sometimes I set it at 4 bars, sometimes I use 8 bars or 16 bars, depending on how intricate you want to do the drum. For this purpose, I'm going to keep it real simple. So yeah, first things first really is to source the sounds. So we're going to go into the menu here. We're going to go into the browse, okay? And then also, you know, in here, I have all my sample packs all in one folder here. Okay, so there's a couple of packs I want to use. There's one of them is called the Club Asylum Essentials, one of my old sample packs, which is available from loopbacks.com. So I know there's some really nice kicks and snares in that. So I'm going to pull that out now. Sorry, it's the Club Asylum Pressure Pack. So I'm going to go into that, and then we're going to go into this folder here. We're going to choose the Club Asylum kicks. And we're going to choose maybe 3 or 4 kicks we can possibly use. So, yeah, I mean, the kind of kicks I use, they're quite snappy, quite short note, not too much on the low end frequency, and it's quite mid-rangey as well. So let's have a look at some of these. Let's take a few of that. Let's take this one as well. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, so that's cool for now. Right, we're going to go into the sample assign. We're going to assign these kicks to the pads here. So at the moment, we've got the program group is called Program 001. So at the moment, it's the program is called 001. We're going to rename that afterwards. So, but for the time being, I'm going to assign the kicks to these pads here. So the first one. Like that. Okay, so we have that there, and then we're going to go back into the browse, and we're going to look for some snares. I already know where I'm going to get the snares from, so I'm going to go back to the folder, and back to the Club Asylum Essentials folder. And I know there's a group of snares I want to use, so there's one folder, Club Asylum snares. They're pretty good for this kind of music. So I'm just going to take a few from here. You might recognize some of them. Immediately, that is my go-to. That one as well. And let's have a look and see what else we have in there. That's pretty cool. as well. Okay. So we've got about 3 or 4 there. We're going to go back into our sample assign page, and then, so we've got the kicks going along here, and then I'm going to put the snares going along here. So the first one, highlight the first pad, find our first snare, second snare, third pad, fourth pad. This one I really want to shorten, so I want to get rid of that tail end. You can probably hear it. So we're going to go into the menu, we're going to go into sample edit, and then as you can see in the waveform here, I'm going to sort of shorten it, just make it a little bit more snappier. Alright, so go back into the main, into menu, into main. So we've got kicks, snares. Now, what I want to do now is just actually name this group of drums, which at the moment is at the default setting of program 001. I want to change the name. I want to call it kicks and snares. Oops, kicks and snares. All right, click do it. Okay, so we have that. So we have our group of kicks and snares on this. What I want to do now is actually set the swing default across the whole drum machine. So at the moment, if we click on here, the time division is 1/16. And what I want to do, I want to swing it to, I usually have it between 58 and say 62, 64, 65 maybe. So we're going to try it at 66 and see what happens. And then once we know what we're going to use, we're going to make sure all the events are set to all, and then we click do it, all right? So the quantize throughout the whole drum machine and kit is set to how we've just set it. So, okay, something's happened there where the drum kick has actually moved. So we're going to go back into browse, we're going to go back to assign. So I'm going to change that. All right, okay, here we go. All right, back to the main settings. Sometimes I like to use different combinations of kicks instead of just using the same kick all the time. I like to. All right, so we're going to start recording the first kicks into it. So we'll set the records, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a little bit too swung, so we're going to go back into the swing. We're going to change that to maybe 60. Make sure the events are selected to all. Do that. Okay, let's add these snares in. 2, 3, 4. Add a little snare, but I'm going to bring the volume down on this one, just to kind of gives it a bit more swing on the snares, but I want to hear that really, really subtle, so I'm going to bring the volume level down on this one here. So if we go into menu, go into program edit, and we can adjust the volume level here, bring it right down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's cool. Back into menu, back into main mode. And we're going to record that on the overdub. 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's cool. So I'm just going to name this track. So I'll call it Kicks and Snares. What I'm going to do is actually bring the volume down on this kick here. All right, cool. So back into menu mode, back into main mode here. Right, next thing I want to do really is add some hi-hats in there. So we're going to go into menu, we're going to go into browse, we're going to go into browse here, and we're going to go into our main folder, or my main folder is where I have all my sample packs. I'm going to go to the 909 kits, and just take some closed and open hi-hats. There's a few little hi-hat sets in here we can use. So I'm going to grab a few of these. Okay, so what I want to do is go back into the main, and I want to create a new drum program with just the hi-hats on it. So if we click this plus symbol here, and then we can just rename this to, say, hats 909. Do it. Just change that back to kicks and snares. Then we go back into the menu, go back into browse, we go into sample assign. Here we make sure we go to the hat section here, and we'll start assigning the hats to the pads. All right, back to the main page, create a new track. Actually make sure the kick and snares track is, make sure it's on the kick and snare drum program. And then we're going to go back to the track and create a new track and make sure these are on the hats. I like to play around with the hats a little bit. So let's record something. 2, 3, 4. Do that again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that sounds not too bad. The hi-hats are a bit loud, so we're going to bring the volume down on the hi-hat drum program. So we're going to go into here, where we can do that. We can actually change the volume downs on particular tracks. So I'm going to bring all the hi-hats down. All right, go back into the menu, go back into the main section. Let's have a play. Well, yeah, first of all, just name the hats here on the track. All right. We're going to create another track. And I think I want to add another snare. Actually, we can go back to track 1. Yeah, that's where we got the snares on. Let's see if maybe we can add some of these somewhere. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's a little bit loud. So we go into the menu, go into program edit. I want to bring the volume down on that a bit. I want to see what it sounds like when we combine another snare with this, just to see what it sounds like. Just bring the volume down on one of them. It might not even need it, but let's just play around and see what works. Just adjust the semitones on the first snare. That's quite cool. Random that was. Let me go back into the main section and make sure I'm kicking the snares track. I quite like that extra kick I just put in. Not sure. Maybe just the once. record that on the overdub. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. One last thing we could add, just a little bit of extra percussion. But when I'm making beats, I tend to start with this kind of beat, real stripped down. And then once I've added all the elements into it, like the bass and the chords, you know, a vocal chop or whatnot, then I might add some other percussion elements around that later on. Doing it this way just kind of allows space to put other elements into the track. So I don't want to crowd it too much right now. Just keep it really simple. But for now, for this purpose, I'm just going to add another percussion element into it and just play around and see what we can come up with. Okay, so we go into menu, go into browse. Actually, go back into the main menu again, sorry. We're going to create another drum program. So click on the plus symbol. We're going to name that. I'll just call it Perks. All right. Just be careful not to, let me switch this back to, we're on track one. Track one's got the kick and the snares. We'll make sure the drum program is the kick and the snares. Okay, so we've created a Perks program. We go into menu, go into browse again. We're gonna go make sure up here is highlighted for the Perks. All right, so we're going to browse. Let's flick through some sounds. Maybe some rim shots or something like that. Let's try that. Let's go back and see what else we got. Maybe some toms. Let's have a look. Maybe not. Percussion. What's this? Yeah. Kabasa. Try that. And what else we can use? If we go back out of that and have a look at some of these other ones. Let's see. I'm actually going to go into the stock sounds of the MPC. EDM and Future House, some really great sounds in there. Bring the volume down on that a little bit. So I'm just going to look for, actually, you know what? We're going to go to search. Just drop us, let's have a look at some shakers and see what we can find. Okay. Okay, a little bit of a tambourine there. Okay, let's put that in. We'll go into sample assign, Perks. It's already on Perks program. And let's put the tambourine right there on the first pad. Well, put that rim shot there. And we can put the conga there, maybe. There. Okay, let's have a play around with that. Back into the main menu, back into the main page. Make sure we're on a new track. Make sure we've got the drum program to Perks. Okay, then we go back to the kicks. Just make sure that's on the kick drum. All right, make sure track 2, the hats on hats. And the third one, the percussion's on percussion. Sometimes I like to use the note repeat. I mean, you can already hear the swing on that. A little bit loud. In fact, the overall percussion program is loud, so I want to go into this again. I'll just go into the track volumes, bring the volumes down. Go back, it's okay. Go back to the main menu. Quite like that extra rim shot in there. Let's undo that. Do it again. All right, that's cool. Let's name that percussion or perks on the track. Let me go back to the open heights. One of the open heights, it could be shorter in note. Well, both of them could be shorter. Let me just go into menu and we're going to go into sample edit. Shorten that note a little bit. This one as well could be shorter a little bit, maybe. Oops. Let me go back to that again. Oops, daisies. Menu, menu, sample edit. Actually, we'll leave that where it is. I think it should be fine. All right. And there we have it, just a really quick, simple, two-step beat, 4 bars, 130 BPM, with just a few sounds in there. Swung at 59% on a 1/16 time division. Yeah. There we have it. Simple two-step beat. Catch you again next time for the next video. Peace.